We're continuing in our popcorn practice drawing, and this is the step where I had finished the drawing, I cleaned it up, and now I'm ready to start some rendering, also known as shading. So I'm actually going to use first my 6B pencil. Typically I would start lighter, perhaps with a B or a 2B, and build my tones to get to a darker area, but I decided this time I'm going to jump right in with my 6B, which is the darkest pencil, and create some extra dark tones that I can spread out. So, let me show you what I mean. In the photo, which you can access on Teams, you will see some very dark little pockets here and there. And what I want to do is emphasize those with the 6B. So I'm putting a little pressure on too. I'm not just being gentle. Here I'm putting in some dark right there. Just a little corner of dark, just a little bit right here. At the bottom of this V shape right here. And then definitely the cast shadow on the table. So this is not part of the popcorn. This is actually part of the table. But you've got this V shape and then this long area, and it goes all the way to over here. So I'm using the side of my pencil with 6B, side of the pencil, because I'm rendering in a larger area. Circular motion allows you to reduce those pencil streaks, those visible lines created by the pencil. So these are the darkest tones. When I look all over the composition, where do I see some of the darkest tones? And that's what I see. Next, your best bet is to use a Q-tip, because what you can do is start to take that dark and spread it where it needs to go. That one's pretty sharp. This one needs to spread out a little bit more. But it's like you're using, instead of using a pencil, you're just using the blending stump, in this case it's a Q-tip, to create a light value. If I go in and blend here, it is going to lighten it up a little bit, and that's okay, but look at how nice it's smoothing out. You can use a fingertip. Here's a paper towel, a tissue, a paper napkin, so that you can blend properly. And now, since I have this graphite dirty Q-tip, I can go in with some, oh, look at that, perfect, with some of my lightest areas. There's like a triangle-ish kind of shape right there. This needs some. So instead of using a pencil, this is a little pro tip that you can use the Q-tip to achieve these light tones. So I'm actually doing my very darkest tones with the 6B pencil, and then some of my lightest tones with the Q-tip. Some of this middle, now these middle tones are just going to need pencil work. So we'll get to that next. There's like a triangle shape right there. Notice I'm moving all around. I'm never sticking to like one spot, because you have to look at the popcorn as a composition of all the parts, all the edges. Okay, so that's a 6B and something to blend with. Next, I'm going to go with a 2B. Let's see. Here it is. So now I'm going to switch over to a 2B, because I want to achieve my, actually I'll go like this. 2B and 4B are what I'm going to use for my middle tones. They're not the darkest, they're not the lightest, they're in between. Holding your pencil again, looser in the middle so you don't get those streaks. I would say this area is like a 2B. This is a little bit darker. I couldn't achieve that with the, what do you call it? Q-tip. This is a little darker. This is darker. This kind of upside down heart kind of shape. Oops. See what happens when you layer your papers? This is darker down here. This is darker down here. I think that's about it for the moment. Some more work over here. Maybe that's all I'll do with the 2B right now. And I can come in and blend. So if you're using a paper towel or a tissue or a napkin, I like to fold it into a little bit of a point. And this is even better for bigger areas. Just a little bit, just to smooth it out, just to get the grain of the paper to work with your drawing. Is that light? Yeah, that's light. All right. And I'm gonna use the 2B, I guess, yeah, to throw in these other cast shadows down here. Take your time to do that circular motion. It's kind of over here too. Darn it. Sharp pencils is good. The edges of the shadows are kind of undefined. They're blurry. They're definitely not sharp edges. So I'm just going to blur these out a little bit with this. So this was all still 2B pencil. In the next, I think I'm going to wait and do the next video where I add some little highlights and details and give it the finishing touch. So this is where we are at for the first step of shading, using your 6B at first, and then coming in with a Q-tip, blending stump, or some paper to get that nice light values, and then some medium tones. And then I will come back with highlights and details to finish it up.